What is up? So today we're going to talk about Jordan Love, the QB from Utah State, probably the most polarizing quarterback in this year's draft. Lots of good things about him, but also lots of bad things as well. My name is George, and this is The Sports Freak. So, Jordan Love, the kid from Cali, who was very solid in high school, but despite this, Utah State was the only FBS program to offer him a scholarship. He has the typical size you want for a quarterback, 6'4", 10.5-inch hands. Physically, he just looks and sounds like the perfect prospect. He saw limited time as a freshman, where he threw for 1,631 yards with 8 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. He became the starter in his sophomore year, where he absolutely balled out. He threw for 3,567 yards with 32 touchdowns to 6 interceptions while leading Utah State to a 11-2 record. Lots of expectations were placed on him for his junior year, even with the loss of a lot of coaches on the staff and numerous players going to the draft. Despite all that, his junior year was absolutely awful. He threw for 3,402 yards with 20 touchdowns to 17 interceptions. Yes, he threw an FBS high 17 interceptions, and Utah State finished with a very mediocre 7-6 record. And a lot of people will say that Jordan Love on his interceptions, those weren't all his fault. Yes, that is the truth. Not all those interceptions were his fault, but there were a lot of dropped interceptions as well. So you have good and bad with that. So honestly, it balances out with the 17 interceptions. So despite this huge drop-off in his junior year, why is this guy still being touted as a potential first-round pick? The only answer, his talent. He is one of the most gifted guys in this year's draft class. Probably has the highest potential, the highest ceiling of anyone in this class. He's a smooth, natural thrower in the pocket, can make any throw from any angle, which has drawn the comparisons to Patrick Mahomes. Off balance, sidearm, you name it, can make any throw off of any platform. Super confident as a passer, he can scramble around and extend plays, which is a huge plus for any quarterback in today's game. He's got good enough arm strength to dime it into windows, and his deep balls have plenty of air and touch. He sounds like the perfect quarterback, as I said earlier, but unfortunately, that's where the good things end. As I said earlier, the junior year was super underwhelming. He had the most interceptions this season, and there are a lot of reasons for that. Too much staring. He would stare at his first read, and if it wasn't there, he would panic, and he would end up doing something stupid like turning the ball over. He had 6 games this season with multiple interceptions, including 3 pick sixes. I really want to emphasize that he struggles to go through his reads. He is not able to progress and read what the defense is doing. Another slight thing I noticed is that he lacks anticipation at times, but I'm not too worried about that because that can be fixed, and that has a lot to do with his confidence, but he can play a big issue if it's not coached out of him. The real thing for NFL coaches and GMs to take notice of is this kid's decision making, because it is questionable at times. He is not a day one starter. He needs to sit for a couple of seasons behind a solid veteran and learn. Look at Patrick Mahomes, for example. Sitting and waiting is the best thing for him. Throwing him in the fire will result in another bust. Best case scenario for him is to be drafted by a team like the Colts, where he can sit and learn behind someone like Phillip Rivers. I personally do not see him as a first rounder, despite all the talent that he has. I honestly have a second to early third round grade on him, but some team is going to trade up and draft him for his potential. That always happens every single season. I know that a lot of people are comparing him to Patrick Mahomes, but he reminds me a lot of Blake Bortles, and not in a good way. Bortles too possess some of the abilities as Jordan Love, like scrambling and throwing off platform. I hope to God he falls to a good team, but we'll see. You guys let me know what you think. Do you think Jordan Love will be a success or bust? Let me know down below. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. Hit the bell for notifications so you'll be notified the next time I post a video. And also make sure to follow me on Instagram. The link is down below. And in my next video, we'll be talking about Justin Herbert. So yeah, I'll see you in another video soon.